Welcome to 10 Talks, real conversations for champions with champions, where a champion life is a 10 life. Thank you for joining our conversation. I'm Carlette Patterson, and it's our desire to coach you up to win well-being by sharing winning strategies from our champion lives. If you're interested, go to championwellbeing.com or chiefwellbeingofficers.com. And remember, you and your life matter. Enjoy our conversation. Interested in winning well-being in your personal, professional, and philanthropic life? We've created a coaching and training program. It's called Champion Wellbeing. You can find out more information at championwellbeing.com. It's a combination of best practices from sports, business, and life. It's a curriculum that trains you in 10 intelligences. What are those 10 intelligences? Well, it's all about well-being, emotional intelligence, love, leadership, being you, economic independence, your identity, new for change management, and giving hope. Ready to win the day and win well-being? Go to championwellbeing.com. Hi team, welcome to 10 Talks. Today's guest is my trainer, Larry, and I am looking forward to sharing with you some winning strategies for an active lifestyle. We're here to talk about well-being. We want to really make sure that you are set up for success, to be a champion for your well-being. And so I thought, why not let you meet the guy that keeps me in shape and really sets me up to be able to be the best that I can for my well-being. So team, meet Larry. Larry, we love to start with the power of your story. So just share with us a bit about how you got to be who you are.
Oh, well, how I got to be how I am is a little different than the benefits of training. And the first thing I got to say is, which is funny, I was going to change the name of my company to Necessary Evil instead of the Body Coach, because nobody likes to train. A lot of people don't like to train. Not everyone's like us. We're enjoyed the workouts maybe as athletes when we were younger. The name of my company it's the Body Coach. But once you get into it and find what works for you, that's at least what works for me with the clients, like with you. We got you finally finding that boxing was your thing versus weight training. That's right. Because basic weight training, kettlebells, BOSU, for some people it's a 0, putting it in your 10 terms.
Absolutely.
And others it's a 10, right? So if you can find what clicks, then it's golden. So what got me to where I am, I guess, today is I was a competitive bodybuilder. Another thing is like 1% of the population is into. And then that just kind of transferred into being a trainer, because so many people are asking me to write on programs, they're asking me about diets or how many days a week I could train or not train, and how can I get in better shape and with minimal time. So just finding that niche, I guess.
So Larry, what I think is such a 10 about you is that you are a personal trainer and you totally personalize it to fit whatever the clientele is. And so for our team, as they're listening and they're thinking about being a champion for their well-being and they're wanting to get a trainer, what are some winning strategies for really finding a trainer that fits you?
Well, it's kind of, you want them to be personable, so they kind of listen to you. I have a bad shoulder, I have a bad knee, I have a heart condition, whatever it is, first of all. Otherwise, they're just going to give you kind of they'll listen and just put you in a workout they're probably giving everybody else. Or maybe they are just like, there's like 3 kind of trainers. There's a drill sergeant, there's a cheerleader, and then now I'd say, then there's
the Larry.
Yeah, the Larry. So it's really, it also depends on the person, if they want to be beat up by a drill sergeant, or if they need that rah-rah to get them through the workout, or if they're, someone who's, they're going to mix it up. Right. Some people, you're going to get the same workout every time, which I'd shoot myself in the head. Yeah. Because you're going to have a board trainer, then you have a board client, you're not going to get the results. So, and some of that's okay with your, like, hey, Larry, I can't make Wednesday's workout because I'm going to go to yoga, or I'm going to go swimming, right? Or I'm going to go bike, or I'm going to go climb. So the more versatile that they're into doing it for you. That's why, like, you know, we found what worked for you. But my normal workout routine with a lot of clients is, I like to get to boxing. I like to do a BOSU workout. I like to do a kettlebell workout. I like to do a core day. Just, I mean, just right there is 4 little things. We have TRX, I have heavy ropes we used to do. The more you can mix it up and keep it fun for the clients, you know, I would look for that type of, look for that in a mix of a trainer. If they're kind of setting, you know, but the other thing is, if you've got issues, like I've got some clients, terrible shoulder, bad knees, you know, arthritis, neuropathy, 90 years old, there's always certain things they can do.
Right.
So sometimes you're gonna, you know, I don't want to call it a rut, but you find what you can do and make the most of it.
So let's talk about
sense.
let's talk about that active lifestyle, because I know some winning strategies are, you know, actually having a friend involved in it, making sure there's lots of variety, having a trainer that you know, look forward to training with, somebody who's really there for you and yet very knowledgeable. I mean, that's what's so valuable about you, is that I feel like you know how to push me, but most importantly, you're going to honor my body and what's happening. And so let's talk about how we get that active lifestyle going. What do you recommend in terms of, is it daily? Is it 3 times a week? Is it 30 minutes, an hour? Take us through just kind of what we need for an active lifestyle.
Well, with your compliments, I hate to interrupt you. I'm like, just what?
Just keep them coming, right? I'm just
Yeah,
looking for a good workout.
I don't get this at home, even though I'm sitting. I'm like, no. So the thing is, I tell people, the minimal you can get away with would be like 2 days a week, and that's pretty much just maybe maintaining where you're at. If you want to make gains, then, you know, solid 3 days a week for half an hour. We can make some strength gains. You can build some muscle. But what my favorite combination is, and fortunately you do this on your own, so I don't even have to push you into doing that, is a good weight day on Monday or kettlebell. On Tuesday, find your cardio piece. I know you use cardio, so this is physical cardio, not hateful cardio.
Yeah.
Even though I guess it's the same thing in the Carlette world. So like if you like hiking, if you like biking, if you like swimming, walking, as I tell a lot of people, if you can just get out and get active. I've gotten people going with I tell them, find a good podcast such as yours.
Go us.
Exactly, such as yours. Listen to a podcast you like and just go out and walk, and before you know it, you've done 2-3 miles. And then also say, okay, now that you got that going, pick up your pace for 20 seconds, then just walk for 2 minutes. Pick it up for 30 seconds. Try to add a hill. Just constantly challenge yourself, get a friend in the mix. It's all things that's going to help you succeed. And, you know, you're not going to, if you can make it a lifestyle, because that's the other thing. So many people, I'm like the dentist, I swear. You don't like seeing us, but when it's over, you feel so much better. Right. And I hear that from so many people, like, oh, I know I'm going to feel so much better when you do it. And that's what I was thinking today about our interview coming up. Is like, man, if I don't get a workout in the morning, the rest of the day, I don't feel near as good. And people can't experience the difference unless you really do it. And you don't have to, you know, I think that's what people are a little bit afraid of. They see people walking out of gym just dragging their feet, or they talk about a spin class. Oh, I can't do spin. That's, you know, you make the workout whatever, you know, that's the other thing about a trainer. They should curtail it to, you know, maybe this person doesn't want to train 110%. They, you know, 80%. Still doing something is fantastic.
Yeah, I really love that, you know, just move, make sure there's some movement. And so you talked about Monday doing weights and kettlebell, Tuesday doing some cardio. What do you recommend for Wednesday?
Wednesday, I mean, is I'm back to weights. See, I you know me, like for you though, we adjusted it. And if I have a client that doesn't want to do weights so much, then we adjust it. You're getting the impact. Like we like, you know, you like boxing. So you're getting resistance in your arms when you're punching, you're squatting, you're still getting a lot of resistance training through that form. So that's the thing. I'm going to force people. I said, I'll tell them, I think I've told you, I can't do it a disservice unless we do some weight training. And especially getting older, a lot of people take it for granted. They're a little younger, they got all types of strength, but you start losing muscle every year. If you can't maintain that muscle, we don't want to, become a burden to our kids because we can't walk as well. Our health bills are, gotten high because we're in the hospital. It's amazing how much, I hate to say minimal training, but how much moving, some weight training. I know I kind of got away from what you're talking about, can really improve your health. And then once you get that mindset of how much better you feel from workout, that really just carries over into, the way you think about so many other things and how it improves your eating too.
So let's talk about eating.
Yeah.
What are the, the winning strategies for eating to really make sure that, number one, you feel good inside your workout, because that way you'll do it. And number two, you feel the benefit of the fact that you are working out, your body is transforming if that's a desired outcome, or, food is a very, very valuable component and a lot of people don't understand it. So take us through some winning strategies for our food.
Well, the number one winning strategy that I tell all my clients, I think you included, because for some reason, a high percentage of us like our alcohol, beer, wine, whatever it may be. And it's one of the first things my clients have told me throughout the years is, okay, I'm going to change, but I'm not giving up my wine. I'm like, hey, no problemo. But that means extra cardio. You have to balance the tables. Okay. That's why I don't know if you can see my mountain bikes. Yep. I like beer, IPA. I'm not, I drink one or two maybe, but I have to balance it with my mountain bike rides. So that if people don't take anything away from today's talk, they got to balance that part of it. By eating cleaner, you'd be surprised how much more energy you're going to feel. You don't get the lethargic feeling after a meal. Your blood sugar is going to be maintained better with less sugar, so you're not going to have the high and low spikes. That this is, like I say, common. People have heard this all the time, they forget. But once you apply it, it really works. And it's so much easier in my mind to eat leaner and cleaner and not have to deal with losing 5 pounds or 10 pounds. It's just the way it is. And you're lighter, you can do more push-ups, you can do a plank longer. This is all, crazy stuff trainers think about, not our clients. You lose some inflammation, which is caused by a lot of the sugar that you eat. This stuff everyone's been told, to hear it time and time again. Once you just implement it and start training, whatever your training might be, whatever it is, that's going to make you think about eating better. And then once you get that whole package going, especially with your mindset that you provide, it's a 10, baby.
So, amen. That's definitely. So let's talk about lean and clean eating. How do you define it? How do you do it? How do you set a person up to really be able to eat lean and clean?
Oh, if I knew the answer to that, I have told and supported and tried. And it's, as some people, and I think we've talked about this, told me, it's like, until they get it, you can't force them to eat lean and clean. But to eat lean and clean, be pretty much getting rid of as much processed food as you can, keeping the sugars minimal, the salts minimal, the fats. I'm not gonna say it's boring, but you get used to it. And once you're eating, like my typical is oatmeal with protein powder, walnuts and berries. That's my breakfast. Mid morning, I should have taken my iPad into the car to show you my pantry I drive around with. There's almonds, there's walnuts, pecans. I have protein shakes I carry around with me that don't have to be refrigerated, so I can maintain the protein through the day. At lunch is usually turkey wraps. I'm big on turkey wraps, low carb tortillas, avocado. Most of the natural fats, like I talked about, nuts, avocado are good natural fats, kind you get in fish, chicken. Like dinner normally is grilled chicken, grilled salmon, steamed or grilled vegetables. And you'd be amazed how good this stuff is. Because you've eaten that way, you eat that way. But once you get people to try it, and then they notice how much better. That's the other thing. I was like, how much better? And people just tell me this. That's why I quit asking. I like hearing it when they tell me, then I know it's working. How much better they're sleeping too. because that's hard. You know, a lot of people have trouble sleeping nights because they haven't exhausted their bodies. Kind of like if you have a pet with a lot of energy, you go run his butt off. Like I've got this new border collie with more energy than, if you run your butt off, get a good work, get him exercise, he sleeps through the night and everyone's happy. I know it's a little bit off of clean
No, well,
eating.
Larry, let's talk about sleep, because that's a huge winning strategy as well. And so is it better to work out in the morning, in the afternoon, in terms of, you know, a person really figuring out rituals and routines and how to make sure that they're setting themselves up for an active lifestyle?
100%.
What are the pros and the cons for afternoon or morning workouts?
I'm glad you asked that, because it's funny. I've got majority of people are morning workout people. I mean, although the gyms are packed at night, I think that's due to the fact people work. They don't have a chance to get to the gym in the morning, or they like to sleep, and no way in HE double toothpicks are they gonna get up at 4:30 or 5 a.m., go to the gym at 6, that whole deal, right? So what I suggest for most peeps is whatever works for you. I mean, morning workout, if you can get it in, is awesome. And I prefer that. You are set for the day, like, you know, whole different mindset. It kind of takes off some pressure and some steam, so you're not as, you know, quite apt to jump on somebody if they look at you the wrong way at work, or, you know. But for some people who are not morning people, nighttime's the gig. And like, you find what works for you. The issue that some people run into is a nighttime workout. You do a workout, you're pretty energized after, usually kind of jacked. So sometimes, you know, me, I know it's a positive. I got to get my workouts in. If I miss in the morning, and you know, so I'll end up doing it at 4 in the afternoon. And there I am staring at the ceiling because my energy is still cranked. You know, come 10. You know me. I'm like 8:30. I go to bed 8:30, 9 o'clock, hopefully latest. I know, what an exciting party guy I am. Yeah.
Active lifestyle, baby. That's it. You're talking about it.
Oh yeah, but the other one, that when I used to have like I guess I call it normal job, 8 to 5 cubicle, I'd go on my lunch hour. I go to the gym, crank it out, which would be perfect because you come back to work with a little more, you know, zip in you, instead of that 2 o'clock coma kind of kick in for a lot of people. So yeah, you find what works best, and then, you know, like you say, find your winning strategy.
And then create a ritual and routine. It's very important that we do this constantly. So, you know, team, you've got to hear kind of a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What do you recommend for weekends? Or, you know, let's talk about in terms of that schedule where we're really working, you know, and especially now a lot of people are working at home and managing family and everything. Do you recommend that you divide your workouts into kind of a during the week and a weekend different? What do you recommend for making sure that we're maintaining this as a lifestyle versus getting really into getting a trainer and eating well for, you know, 2 or 3 months and then forgetting it? So what do we do for that?
Oh, I am all about, that's what I tell people when they first start, and I go, you know, we're not going to be over in a month or two. You're like stuck with me for hopefully life, or another trainer, or whoever works for you. And what I really like to see people do is, you know, people go, how many days a week should I train? Well, if you feel good every day, train every day. It's all about how you can recover. For me, and I know I'm just maybe a freakazoid or something, but my perfect weekend is a good mountain bike ride on Saturday, either another mountain bike ride on Sunday, or a great hike. But what I like people to do is, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're getting their weights in, or their kettlebell, or their boxing, whatever it is. Tuesday, Thursday, they got some type of cardio they're like. And then Friday and Saturday and Sunday, you know, maybe you can take out the kids for a hike. Maybe, you know, maybe that's their own time. Because I'm like you, Carlette, I'm like around people all the time. So Saturday, my favorite thing is I just go out and bike by myself, or maybe one buddy, and we don't even talk for about an hour and a half. We're just riding. I guess it's kind of like a reset type of thing. And, you know, and that's where that positive addiction comes in. And hopefully, I think you've got it, and a lot of people have been training, they get it. And this comes back to working out every day or weekends. Like, you'll miss a workout and you're going to feel pretty bummed out. You know, you'll notice it. That's like you said this morning. It's like you're having trouble with something. Like, we didn't work out for a week, and you know, it's a ripoff. You know, as you get older, we miss a week. It's like we missed a month. Which stinks, but it's reality. lifestyle. That's why, I'm a big proponent of, if you're recovering, you feel good, go out and do the activity you like. But on the other side of that coin, which I know might be contradictory, I'm also a firm believer in less is more. Sometimes people tend to overtrain. As I was saying earlier, they think they got to go to the gym for 3 hours, or they got to do a spin class at a heart rate of 200 if they're making, with their tension turn. No, if you're tired, sometimes a day off is what you need, recover. So hopefully that'll make you feel not guilty, but so energized and refreshed, so that next day's workout, you're just going to crush it.
So let's talk about rest and recovery, because a lot of times people do feel like I need to work out every day. I do need to be at the gym for an hour, 2 hour, whatever it is that they believe is their winning strategy. What is best in terms of like, how sore should a person be? How's a person, we really want to set our team up to know, you know what, this is a 10 for me. I know that I want to do some hiking. I want to do some biking. I'm going to do my weights. And what should we be feeling from a sore perspective? And how do we make sure our bodies are resting and recovering for optimum performance?
Oh, no, I'm glad you asked. That reminded me of something I think I told you on our very first day. Do you recall? Maybe not.
It's been a long time since we've had a very first day.
Our very first workout. I always tell this to my clients. I want you to know you saw me that day, but I don't want you to be out of commission, because that's something to look for. Trainers sometimes they'll try to kill you, so you got this good workout and you can't move it. It's not like that, especially depending on the age and what you're trying to accomplish. But usually in the beginning, there's always going to be soreness, because you haven't used a lot of muscles in that way for a long time, and different trainers have you doing, I call functional exercises, things you do more in everyday life, like bending over or stretching, versus just like a bench press or a lat pull down. So you're going to be sore just from because you use muscles that you haven't used in a while, or if a good trainer will push you to make you go a little bit heavier to build more muscles, so you're going to be a little sore. But you shouldn't be in a state where you can't walk the next day, or can't. I have one lady I trained, she's so cool, she's so funny. She says, if I have trouble washing my hair, she's happy because she knows her arms are, that's kind of a personal thing. Some people really want to be sore, and some people are like, you don't have to be to get a great workout. And then the rest and recovery thing, rest is huge. So in order to get the most out of your training, I always tell people, you got to train hard, you got to sleep, and you got to eat. If any one of those three pieces that I call the three-legged stool is missing, it goes down. So if you can hit all three of those on a consistent basis, you're going to see gains, you're going to feel great, your strength's going to go up, and you'll be getting the most out of, what you're putting into. That's what disappoints me, when I don't see people seeing the results they should be, because they're working like 80 hours a day kind of thing, or they're missing meals, and then they're not seeing results. And we can only train you in the gym. Once what they say, what you do in the kitchen or how much sleep, that's on you guys.
So let's talk about the different types of working out, because if I'm trying to lose weight, what should be my focus and my workout ritual and routine versus if I'm wanting to gain strength?
Okay. Well, in order, let's say a weight loss program, you want to build some muscle. And the reason being is, besides what I told you, the structure for our skeletal system and everyday life, the more muscle you have, you might know this already, but some people don't, the more calories you'll burn in a resting state. So that's what's really nice, which means you're going to sleep at night, if you have a fair amount of muscle, to feed that muscle, you might burn 500 calories just in a night's sleep. You don't have as much muscle, there's a little less to be fed, so you're not burning as much calories. Okay, so that's the benefit A of the strength. And B, then the other part for weight loss, that's where the cardio comes in.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be sprints. That's why I tell people, like, if you look at the difference between a cross-country runner and a sprinter, cross-country runner, just a bunch of reps, but he keeps going. And look how lean they are. Yeah. The sprinter is going, to the wall, and he's massive, or she's massive, right? That's why and when you go out and do your cardio, it doesn't have to be, you're going to throw up or sucking wind. You just want to just get your heart rate up and get your heart. And then once you get your heart rate up, you're going to be burning some more calories. And also you're going to start dropping your resting heart rate, which is huge. I'm huge into that too, because then your body's not working so hard and we're just sitting here having a conversation. That's what scares me.
In terms of that combination of the food, the exercise, and the sleep, so when should I eat? If I know I'm going to work out first thing in the morning, should there be some protein before, after? Kind of take us through the winning strategies for that food around a workout so that you get the maximum result.
For me personally, I like to eat before I work out. Maybe I could eat, I swear, 5 minutes before I exercise. Maybe because I've been doing it forever and it's not that big a deal. I know other people, they can't eat before they exercise. This doesn't feel good for them. My suggestion is, especially it's happened with some clients that introduce us, if we're going to do a hard workout and they don't have any calories on board or sugar, you'll see them fade in the middle of a workout.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So that's why you get a good complex carbohydrate. Again, like oatmeal, it's my go-to. Or even a whole wheat toast is fine. I know a lot of people are anti-bread. If you're eating right, you're not going to be getting fat off bread. Okay, you're going to lose weight off bread. Okay, not a ton of it, depending what time of day, but good complex carbohydrates. So you're not getting that sugar buzz and the crash. Something that's going to keep you level energy, and then that's what you replace it with, a good protein afterwards. But that's my go-to. A good complex carb if you could in the morning. Even not big on milk. There's kind of a white sugar. Check your labels, people.
And what about, so I start my morning, I've got some oatmeal, have a good little fruit and oatmeal and some nuts and that, do my workout. What's a really good meal to have after my workout so that I've maximized the energy I exerted and I'm really feeding my body?
Excellent. Again, a good protein afterwards, because this might be something people don't understand. It's really kind of funny. So when you're training, you're exercising, let's say a good weight training workout or whichever, you're breaking down muscle tissue. So all that stuff, your arm, whatever it is, you're breaking down muscle tissue. And what makes you stronger is when you repair and rebuild. Okay, people think when you're exercising is what's getting big. That's tearing it down. So that's why you need the sleep and the right nutrients. So by adding a good protein after a workout to help feed and repair what you've just torn apart is gonna help you recover quicker. But then the other thing is you have that, right? Let's say like you're a great example. 7:30 workout like today. Finished, you had a little something, maybe about 7:15, 7:30, but then you got busy and now it's 4 PM and you haven't eaten. I'm like, no, don't do that. Keep a little.
What do we eat right after a workout that's a 10?
That's a 10 would be, some people like protein shakes. Yeah. A lot of people think they're gross. If you don't like it, you can do eggs, which is a good source of protein. I mean, it sounds crazy. Some people just have some fish in the morning or chicken, whatever. You need a good protein. And 30 grams is plenty for every sitting. Okay?
Right. So 30 grams for every sitting, and you need a protein right after working out.
Right. It's within a half hour would be pretty good if you could.
And so what if you're a vegetarian in terms of, from a protein perspective, right? What are some recommendations for vegetarians to make sure they're getting those 30 grams of protein? How, at what, 3 times a day do you need that?
Right. 3 times a day would be perfect if you could do that. Okay. And I know, not being a vegetarian myself, I'm not huge, but I know there's 3 pretty good sources would be, I know a lot of beans or peanut butter, but there's another one, excuse me, the name escapes me right now, but there's a good plant-based protein powder that you could use. I'm not sure of the taste, because I know a lot of those greens are sometimes a little funky. But, you blend it with some apple, maybe. And I'm not big on juices either, I hate to say, because they're really high in sugar.
Okay.
Really high in sugar. That's the only thing I'm going to say about food stuff. Read the labels, people. Just read the labels. You'd be surprised how quick you go, holy cow. I had no idea there was that much sugar in A or B or C.
So, Larry, what's an okay amount of sugar? I mean, if we're being real about just this active lifestyle and
Oh
making
yeah.
sure that we're set up to just, live a 10 life, is there a certain amount of sugar? What should we be thinking about when we think of sugar?
So this is my recommendation because a lot of times active lifestyles, we're hiking, we're at the op, wherever. You know how popular bars are these days, protein bars, snack bars, da, da, da.
Oh, I
Everyone
thought we
thinks the
were
sugar.
talking wine bars, but okay, I'm back to like protein bars.
Oh,
You had me
it's a
at wine bars. I was like,
I
okay,
know,
I'm
I
okay.
know.
Bars are popular. Yes, wine bars are popular.
Snack bars, my little lush friend. No, okay. So the bars I recommend usually at least about 9 grams or less of sugar. Just check the labels of the bars. Okay. If it's around 9 grams or less, there's 8, there's 6, there's all kinds of good ones. And there's a lot of them that are just really high. You know, they call what they call them, like candy bars now.
Yeah. Okay,
But you
so
pay.
let's recap in terms of this 10 lifestyle that we want to have
Mhm.
for an active lifestyle and really to be a champion for our well-being. So we're working out Monday through Friday, doing weights Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whether that's kettlebells. I know I'm not a big fan of weights. So for those of you that were athletes, I mean, I was an athlete. I've lived a really athlete life, and I hate working out in terms of like, do not put me back on what I really kind of, did my whole life. So I love, Larry's been amazing at really finding what makes me happy in terms of making sure that I'm going to show up and really enjoy my workouts and also make sure that I'm getting in my weight training. So for me, I love boxing, total 10 for me. So I have to earn it though. So I get boxing
That's
on
right.
Monday and, Monday and Friday, and then I do kettlebells on Wednesday. And so, that's that. And then I do hiking. So I'm really big from that perspective. I love being outdoors, love really, making sure that I'm connecting. I hike with a dear friend. So it gives us that connection and being able to really have the ritual and routine that I'm not doing it by myself. So that's another thing as an athlete, I want to coach. I really value somebody, even though I'm very
Mhm.
disciplined in my life and I'm very trained and I know what to do and how to do it. A winning strategy for me is that person that shows up to really be on my support team. So when I'm doing my cardio, my hiking, I'm always doing it with someone. I'm adding the conversation of a friend because I do work full time. And so being able to have that combination. And then Larry shows up in my backyard 3 times a
Mhm.
week. And so I can leave work, go out in my backyard, make sure I get a great workout in, come right back in. So, team, what I want you to hear is that we've got that Monday, Wednesday, Friday weight training, boxing, kettles, whatever it is you want to do. We've got Tuesday and Thursday, a couple days doing your cardio. Then we've got the weekends to really design how you want to be active and rest and recover. So taking the kids out for, a hike, your partner, biking, get creative. Like that's really what makes well-being such a joy and such a 10 is that you're inventing this life that you feel great, you love it. And then we're eating every day from a perspective of, you heard Larry talk about before a workout, you want to have simple carb in terms of being able to maybe have, some oatmeal. You want to have 3 times, you heard Larry say 30 grams of protein. And then anytime you're looking to have some sugar, you want to make sure it's 8 or 9 grams. So being able to make sure that you've got the 3 components of working out, rest and recovery, which includes sleep, and then eating properly. So Larry, what other words of wisdom do you have to really make sure we're set up for this 10 life?
I was gonna say, when you need that cheeseburger, go get it.
Hmm.
You need those French fries, get it out of your system because hopefully you're gonna feel so bad after eating them, or you're gonna go, okay, that was good, but was it worth having to run 2 miles tomorrow or whatever? And the other thing I wanted to mention too, because it's like all of a sudden all this stuff's flooding in. I didn't tell you, I have clients in their 80s and 90s. So just because people are getting a little bit older doesn't think you can't do it. A lot of them didn't even start till they're like early 80s and realized they had it. But that was the thing that you're touching upon. I was like, this doesn't have to be super strict, but you'd be surprised it's all about choice, making the choice. You can choose to eat junky or choose not to. You'd be surprised. Just give it a few weeks of making the right choices. Eat what you want on Saturday or Sunday. Pick one day. And just, you're going to see some of those foods don't taste as awesome as you thought they were going to or used to, because you're eating cleaner and your system's appreciating it.
Larry, when we go out to eat, sometimes that's a performance barrier. Like we're good when
Mm-hmm.
we're home and we're totally controlling it. What are some great foods to choose when we're going out to eat?
Oh, one of my favorite requests, if you cannot change your orders, is ask the waiter or waitress to bring half the meal and the other half to go. Because the portions are so huge these days that what's sitting in front of you could feed you for 3 days sometimes, or 2 days. It's just insane. But my usually go-to is I'm big into fish. Fish is so much lighter, and especially with all the stuff that comes on the side. I go out with some of my clients. We go to these nice, steakhouse or something. I'm always the guy ordering the Chilean sea bass or the grilled salmon, just because it's going to be lighter and I'm going to feel better. And and there's been so many appetizers almost already half the time. But that's the go-to. Fish. It's lighter and you're going to feel better when you're done. Maybe have room for half the dessert you split with your friend that you kind of have to have.
Well, I love the whole power of team component because, just
Ditto.
being able to make sure that, team, I want you set up for success. I want you to really know that being a champion for your well-being is so important. You and your life matter. We are there for you. Whether you're just reading some books or watching some videos. I also want to talk, Larry, a lot of people, the gyms have closed or they've chosen not to go back to gyms. What are some basic things that I can buy for my home and then make sure that I'm being really active in that lifestyle?
Great questions. So a minimalist gym is what we're talking about here. That's why I fell in love with kettlebells some years ago. I mean, obviously just get a mat, get this balance ball that I've been sitting on the whole time. I got a Bosu in the background. A kettlebell, I think most people know what they look like. I had one somewhere around here. You can get a TRX, a medicine ball. I mean, you could equip. You don't even need all of that, but you'd be under $500. You can be under 400, 200 easily, and you can do a ton of workout with just body weight. You just want to use your body weight. It's a matter of finding a good program, sticking to it, and then maybe progressing from there. But I mean, medicine ball, slam ball, TRXs, kettlebell, those are all my go-to favorite stuff.
Okay, team, you heard it from Larry. Larry has got you set up to be a 10 and to make sure you're living that active lifestyle and you're focused on your well-being. So Larry, I want to thank you so much for being my trainer, showing up 3 times a week, taking great care of me, and for today, really getting to share you with our team, and most importantly, wanting to encourage, inspire, and just make sure that we all know how valuable we get one body. I mean, this is it, and we get this for, it's our machine that's going to be our champion for our whole life. And so we want to really make sure that we are being a 10 personally, professionally, philanthropically, and living that well-being life. Thank you, Larry, very much.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Carlette. Appreciate it.
Okay. Cheers. Go out and make it a great week, team. Win your well-being. Thank you for listening. We'd like to get you coached up, so head over to iTunes and Spotify and hit subscribe. And remember, a champion life is a 10 life. You and your life matter. Create a life that you love, give hope to others, and be and choose nothing but 10s. Be you. The world needs you. Go to lifetrainingacademy.com to start your training and get coached.